All right, hello guys. I hope I'm not annoying for some people, especially for some people on my Facebook. I'm here at the Lake Ontario right now. It's so serene and beautiful. Sky is blue, the water is also blue. The weather is nice, it's nice and cool breathe here despite the heat in the city. As I was driving here, I just decided to make this video because I think enough is enough. So as much as I avoid to watch and listen to the news, I don't watch. I turn on 680 news as I was coming to the lake here. Pretty packed. No spot for parking anyway, so I just left my car for a bit just to cool down my feet in the water. Yeah, it's the water is kind of chilly, but it's nice cooling down. So I want to cool down the rest of you with something I want to tell you. So the 680 news in Toronto and Canada saying that the COVID-19 numbers are declining, which is good. However, they said they're gonna exercise and they put a new rule of a mask will be mandatory everywhere. So basically, they're trying to put a muzzle on everyone. But you see how slowly and carefully they exercise rules and regulations, right? Imagine if on the day one, every one of us would get a notice that everyone should walk in the line, right, in designated line in each store, and everybody is supposed to have a muzzle around the face, and also no cash, and also no patio, no restaurants, no nothing. Imagine how different that could be. But they're smart. They didn't do it in the first day. They did it slowly. It's like when you want to push somebody to the corner, if you push it right away, it'll be obvious, right? And the person might hit you back. But you do it slowly. You just like walk and you keep, shoveling that person closer and closer and closer to the corner until when that person is already cornered and have no way to run or fight. It's too late, because even that person realized he or she cornered, it's too late, trapped. So the situation right now reminds me of exactly this point, right? For those people who believe in the mask, that the mask can protect you, please watch my other YouTube videos about mask does not protect, and it only gives you a feeling of protection. Besides, what are you protecting yourself from? From fear? The fear that's been planted in your head from day one? Or from people that potentially have a COVID-19? You really believe that the simple, non-medical, or surgical, whatever mask can actually protect you? You really believe in that? If you do, then you should study a little bit more science. Right? Because right now, as I see people struggling to breathe, sitting in a hot car, in their own car, by the way, and trying to reposition their mask, that the mask gonna be in the proper location, basically suffocating them, and they're like, oh my god, it's so hard to breathe, right? They don't think. Or the people in line, when you line up to get to Walmart, so many people I can see they're out of breath. They're literally cannot breathe. First of all, you have to be trained for the mask, right? A few years back, some of you might know I trained to be firefighter. That's in my another story, right? But we were trained to wear mask, to wear CBA, and to wear something that restrict your breathing. It's a mental challenge. It's a challenge for your lungs. Some athletes, however, they get which you call high altitude mask, which gives you a feeling of almost like being starved for air. So basically it exercises your lungs to be a good runner, be a good athlete, right? But we're not training to be athletes, and especially the mask that most of the people wearing, they're wearing them for the whole entire day, so they introduce a lot of bacteria. There is a lot of moisture building up, and it doesn't take that long, right? It takes literally 5, 10, 15 minutes. You must get moisture on it, right, because of your breath, and eventually it gets a lot of carbon dioxide also, right, because you're exhaling. You don't exhale oxygen, right, and pure air. You exhaling your own bacteria, waste product. If you've been drinking, you're also exhaling your booze, your alcohol, and so on. I'm not going to go to all the science. There's so much information online. You can research, you can watch Dr. Rashid Buttar on YouTube. He also talks about that. I don't know why majority of the people decide to listen to stupid assbats who are pushing you to do something that's completely unscientific and not actually haven't been supported by science. Like, I'm talking about real science, not the bogus science that been shoveled down our throat and pushed us to believe certain nonsenses, right? So I'm slowly start to realize that Canada becomes a second North Korea or China. And by the way, our favorite premier, he's so fascinated of China and how Chinese control their people. You guys know that in China, people cannot go outside of Chinese network. Basically, when they want to connect to somebody or share some crazy stuff like tragedy or trying to raise voice or awareness or anything, they can't do that because they all get inside the network all across China, and it's all highly monitored and censorship. So in case if you trying to bring awareness about something, you'll be trapped, probably killed, arrested. You don't see similarity coming here. And one very important thing, in China for the last, I think, 7 or 8 years, what they do is I'm trying to find the name. It's basically rating, right? Social rating. There you go. So what it does is, I'm just trying to get away from the sun. So what it does is it rates you, right? So let's say you have social media, right? You have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and you talk there against the government or against the regime or corruption or something you're just not happy with, or you don't think it's fair for your nation, and you talk about that. So all that get downloaded to database, and each time you go say borrow money or trying to get a job, they already have a list of everything you have done and you have posted and you have said, and so your rating goes down. So first of all, you won't get a job, good job, right? Also, you won't get a loan if you want to get a loan, right? Because in China right now, with they exercise greediness, they exercise like a very materialistic way of living. They exercise like possessions, so the people are how should I say in a nice way, they are the only thing about buying something or get some goods or get good house, big car, fancy clothes, Gucci, Mucci, whatever. So they are making people become more consumers, not more, but pure consumers, without having any how should I say, a human how how should I say that, the human part, human feelings, right? And so if you want to open a business, for example, they can give you money with break for 2 or more years. You don't have to pay interest for many years. So they support like businessmen and small businesses and big businesses and so on and so forth, right? But at the same time, if you dare will speak up about government or anything like that, you'll be less than the dirt. You won't be able to borrow the same money. You won't be able to have a nice job. Basically, you'll be like nobody. And in that event, I just remember a show I was watching about a year ago. I think it's Brazilian. So everything was there based on the rating, right? So let's say you buy something in a store and you have your phone, and right away you rate that person. I might mistake, but somewhere there. I'm talking about the show, right? So, and you're rating that person. Say you're not happy with this person, and you put 1 star. So next time that person, if this person goes to the like cafeteria or I don't know, restaurant or something, that person wouldn't be able to buy certain things or would be treated like crap, right? So you see what I mean, right? I mean, you see the movies and shows we watch, they are, what they do is they it's called prognosis, or they are pushing us to live certain reality in a movie or show, and then after that they give us as they introduce us to a remember that word they're exercising right now, a new norm or a new normality, as the favorite Bill Gates saying, a new normality. So he's saying there is no there is no way back. There is no way to go back to normal. So my question is, what happened between let's say 2016 or 2014, or at the time of SARS, which was, I don't know, maybe it was also exercised, and they were watching how people are reacting. But you know, we lived through pandemic. We never shut down the entire world, shut down the entire economy, shut down and shovel people in their houses. You know, right now they said in the big cities like I think Wuhan and Shanghai in China, to keep people inside their buildings and their houses and the condos, you know what they do? They weld the door. So they get a welder and he literally, you know, welding the door so it's permanently locked, closed. So I don't know how they get their food, maybe by drones, you know, like in those sci-fi movies, everything you get by drones, and you don't really pick your little nose outside and you don't mind anybody's business but only yours, right? So I think slowly but surely this country we are in, and also your country probably too, my back home country, which is Russia, I think it's slowly getting like that. And that makes everything very, very scary. And so why previously I said I'm gonna cool you down, I want to cool you down with all this information so you don't get hot on all this COVID-19 updates and all that stuff. And you know, ask yourself, realistically, ask yourself, how many people you personally know that are sick or dead from exactly COVID-19? How many people you personally know sick or dead or dying from COVID-19? And I'm apologize if some of your friends, further friends or relatives, they did die from COVID-19, because what happened is when you get diagnosed with something, they have to do post-mortem, right? And I don't think anybody or anyone so far who died and the prognosis or on a death certificate it said COVID-19, I don't think any of those had a post-mortem. Okay? Just to run a simple test that we don't know where it's coming from and how it's been done, I don't trust that, honestly. And to cool you down even more, in my next video I'll give you a couple of names that of the companies. So about 6 months or a year prior to COVID-19, they developed a test. So those tests right now they're running for the COVID. But you got to realize that those tests are expensive, they cost money, and so it's an industry, right? They I think just to China they sold recently 23 billion 23 billion tests to test a 700 million men for something. So they're running some weird testing apparently in China right now, and they're trying to test as much as 700 million people. I don't know how it's possible. It sounds like completely, to me, it sounds like cuckoo. Or some crazy movie like Between, right? The show on the Netflix. But it is real. It is there. And so those tests China had to buy from United States. Okay? So I hope you follow me, and I hope you kind of the marbles are rolling there and you think, right? I'll leave you with these thoughts. Tonight I'll try to pull all my strength and translate one of a very interesting individual. He is a writer. He also is a cryptographer. Basically, he analyzes different languages and symbols and give us back in a simple, plain, human language, Russian or English, and etc. So I will be translating him. It's very unique, very interesting, how everything correlates with everything, the numbers, the dates. Do you realize when they announced COVID-19 in the States, it was March 13th, right? So ask yourself a question: why the March? Why not 14? Why not 12? Why not 22nd? Why not March 1st? COVID was already, according to the statistic, it was already here. So, but those people, the globalists, Satanists, whatever the name are, who I'm talking about, they like numbers, symbols, and stuff like that. And also, in this next video tonight, I'll be exposing a couple of more things. For example, Tom Hanks, right? When he announced, he is COVID-19 positive, he said it on a certain day, at a certain time, and I also gonna tell you what his name means. And that's not because I'm so smart. It's from the writer I told you that I will be translating today. So keep watching my videos. I'm not at the level where I make even 1 cent from YouTube. So to me is more of highlighting something that I think it's important for everybody to know and then make their own decision. For me, it's a time to open our eyes, because we all been blindfolded for, I think, since we're born, and since we go to all the social institutions as daycare, schools, universities, work, and so on and so forth, right? So I think it's time to, open your blindfolds and see clearly, see the world you live in, realize how much we all been manipulated. And you never understand that you've been manipulated, because we programmed the way that without that we believe our doctors, we believe more or less our government, especially in capitalist countries, right? I think it's gonna get busy because I'm loud. Sorry guys, there are lots of people here right now and kids, and so I apologize for that. But anyway, we've been programmed and manipulated since day one. We went to any social institution, like in a daycare, they tell us do this and do that, and don't do this, and don't touch this, and don't scream if you're angry, and don't and at least like that's what I had in my daycare when I was in Russia, right? But hey, propaganda is everywhere. Don't think it's only you guys excluded. You guys in North America or in the States, even more so, brainwashed, and all this propaganda is all over you, like nice baby blanket. Okay, so I'll be ending on this note. I don't want to make a way too long video. It's already 19 minutes. I appreciate everyone who is watching me. I ask you to keep comments nice and everybody's friendly. Simply, if you don't like what I'm saying, I don't mind, just say so, but don't use a foul language. I will make sure that I will be deleting you from my profile. And, so yeah, otherwise share my videos. All I'm saying is I think, to me at least, it does make sense, not only to me, but to a few of us. And I just want more people to wake up, okay, to wake up from this Matrix dream, right? Because, by the way, the show Matrix is all coded, right? If you watch and if you watch over and over again slowly, you start to realize that there is a message there. I mean, many messages there, many messages, many symbols, many things that we don't get it. We just watch like a show as an entertainment. But most of the shows, especially like the ones that how should I say, been so popular, and the ones that been inflated with so much money and brought so much money eventually, right? They all have meanings, they all have symbols, meanings, and it's a hidden language, just like that. The guy that I'm gonna be translating today, he talks about that a lot. So anyway, I'll be ending on this note. Just want you to enjoy you with me. This world is so beautiful. The nature is so beautiful. What's not beautiful? We are not beautiful. We are not beautiful to each other. We are not beautiful to even to our own kind, right? We are not beautiful to the nature. I don't know, like something, this time that we have, all of us, so much time to think and to be by ourselves, especially whoever decide to do self-isolation and all that stuff. We have lots of time to think and analyze our life path and our behavior and our thoughts and all the programs that we've been downloaded since pretty much a very young age, okay? So I'll leave you with that. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye now.